So for example, if we wanted to look at the research topics of a different faculty, let's choose architecture. So here we can see that the faculty of architecture, and these are low numbers of papers, so maybe it's not a very good example, but you can see the topics of any of these faculties just by choosing them. So
we don't have the faculty of architecture. We only have 3 faculties, Alex.
okay,
So
okay, I have all of them here, but my point was whichever ones you have access to, you can choose and explore them.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is for benchmarking. Let's say that management wants a report of 5 different metrics for KMITL compared to KMUTT, Kongqian, and Kazakhstan. So the task is to go to the benchmarking module. If one of you wants to use a faculty instead of university, it's fine. So if you want to compare, let's say, the 3 faculties that you have access to one another, go ahead and just compare those 3 faculties. You don't have to choose these universities. But the interesting part of the exercise is to go into benchmarking, set the year range to 2016 to 2019, and see if you can set up 5 metrics. So you should use the table view in benchmarking and then set up scholarly outputs and limit it to articles and reviews only. Look at the number of papers in the top 10% best journals based on site score, limiting only to articles and reviews. Check the number of citations, limit also to articles and reviews, and so forth. Try it maybe 5 minutes, and if you have questions, let me know. And if you finish, you could also try to save the output as a report in SciVal.
โอเคงั้นก็มีเอาทำไฟล์ของ3คณะที่เรามีเนาะจะได้ลองเล่นเหมือนกันเราจะได้เอามาเหมือนกัน so we will try to do 3 faculties that we have. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.เดี๋ยวเผื่อเขาสวิตช์ไปสวิตช์มาจะถ่ายรูปคำถามไว้ก็ได้ครับ5 ข้อนี้แล้วก็เผื่อได้เอาไว้ดูเดี๋ยวเขาก็จะสวิตช์ไปตรงคำถามได้ไปตรงคำตอบครับดีครับก็ไปที่รูปคนก็เลือก3 อันไปที่ benchmarkingเลือก article and reviews เอาละบอกไปแล้วเอา3 คณะจะเอาตามมหาลัยหรือตามคณะครับเมื่อกี้เห็นมีหลายคนทำมหาลัยละไม่มีครับจะทำทั้งคู่บอกไปแล้วอาจารย์เอสทำเงินตัวไหนเนี่ยทุกคนสนใจมาก4 โมงวันนี้อาจารย์สอนง่ายๆ gallery output and y number of paper in top 10% เป็นการนี่ส่วนหน้า top 10% จะมองต้องรีวิวใครไม่ทันนะครับมันจะมีปุ่มปรับแก้ตรงแกน x แกน y นะครับตัวบับเบิลไซส์ก็สามารถเลือกได้ว่าจะเป็นเอา category ไหนมันจะมีตัวลูกศรตรงแกน x แกน y มันจะเข้าไปใส่ได้ว่าเราจะเลือกเอา scholarly output แบบ article and review อย่างเดียวแล้วก็อะไรบ้างตรงนี้มันจะมีให้เล่นครับ number of paper in top 10% citation มันไม่เพิ่มท็อป 10% อยู่ที่ตัวเขาไปตรง publish แบบนี้ไซส์top population in top journal percentile 10 size score article and review survey citation impact เราก็ต้อง add to reporting ครับต้องไปที่ table เราจะบอกได้ว่าจะเอาตัวไหนเพิ่มเติมไม่เป็นนะดิแล้วข้อ3เราจะทำอะไรอาจารย์ไปไว้แกน y number of citation เ เราเรียกคืออ๋อต้องไปที่ table คือถ้าเป็นชาร์ตมันจะได้แค่2 เมตร3ถ้าไปที่ table มันจะใส่เพิ่มมาบวกแอร์ความถี่กำลังแอร์ว่าที่3คือ number of citation ต้องเสร็จแล้วเรียกแล้วอันนี้ number of citation citation country citation เขาแดกมาอ๋อโอเคก็คือแดกเลยอัปเดตว่า citation เรื่อง paper ครับอ๋อข้อ2ข้อ4เหมือนกันอ๋อที่เป็น field weight
แล้วก็ต้องนี่ไงมันเป็น field weight จะต้องใส่
paper story output field weight solution น่าจะได้นะครับคือถ้าเป็นชาร์ตมันจะเห็นแค่แล้วก็บับเบิ้ลขนาดครับแต่ถ้าไปคลิกตรงตัวบนจากใช้เป็นเทเบิลมันจะแอดได้ก็คือคลิกขึ้นไปบวกแล้วก็ไปกดเลือกแล้วก็ลากมาไว้ด้านขวาแล้วก็กลับมาหน้าจอเทเบิลทีก็จะเห็นทั้งหมดแล้วก็มาคัสตอมไมซ์ทีตรงท็อปตารางด้านบนนะครับตรงนี้ที่เขาทำอยู่ได้เนาะโอเคให้เขาเฉลยเลยเนาะครับ Alex you can show us how to do it
Okay, yeah, I was just planning on doing that.
มันต้องเดี๋ยวไปดูทีละอันมีรายละเอียดเดี๋ยวมาถามเดี๋ยวตั้ง SciVal consultant
Okay, so I think the first part was to pick the period 2016 to 2019, so we can go here and just pick the period and apply. Then the exercise was to look at your 3 faculties. Which faculties was it that you shared?
Number 2, number 6, number 12. 12 and 12, yes.
Okay. And to set up 5 metrics, so what we can do is so there's a few ways you can do this. So when you're looking at the table view, right? We're looking at the table view. You press here to add more metrics on this plus button on the right. And we wanted to add, you already have scholarly output, but now we can add number of papers in the journal percentile. So
scholarly output. Oh, probably.
So here you can choose to include all publication types or to include just articles and reviews or whatever you want to do. So I had originally said include articles and reviews, but let's just include everything. Where possible, we should use field weighted. So we wanted the journal percentiles, we wanted the citation percentile. We wanted the total number of citations, which is citation count, and the field weighted citation impact. So here now, you can see we have 5 metrics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we click here, you have options like include or exclude self-citations. But here, pretty easy, we have the number of papers, the number of papers published in the top 10% best journals. Sorry, this. Right, so here you have the number of papers in top journals, the number of papers which were very highly cited, the total citation count, and the field-weighted citation impact for the whole university, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Science, College of Nanotechnology. Now, if we want to save this as a report, you just add it to a report. You can create a new report here and say this is you know, monthly report and save it. Does anybody have any questions about that?
I think if we have 5 metrics, right, can we plot it on the chart?
No.
Using SciVal? No, right?
You can do 3 on the chart.
Okay.
So if I go to chart, it will show you 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes. I thought there's some trick that we can do it because can you guys have to export in Excel and plot the chart of 10 metrics for the executive, for the vice president.
Yeah.
So SciVal should have something like easy to manage, you know, to see, and then print screen easy to just my comment that
Yeah.
why do we like have only 3 metrics to show as a chart? That's all. I mean, with the SciVal, they should have, help us with like 5, 6, 10 metrics just to show, and then we can capture the screen and then easy to, to work
Okay,
on.
well, maybe you could show what type of chart that you make manually. I can send it to the SciVal team. They can have a look at it.
Okay, thank you.
So for the last part of the training, I basically wanted to ask you if you have any questions for me. Like, do you have things that you want to ask me or you want me to show you?
Okay. มีคำถามอะไรไหมครับโอเคอันนี้ มาถามเลยก็ได้ถามว่าโอเคถ้าเป็นในมุมของนักวิจัยเองนะครับประโยชน์ของสายของเนี่ยคือการวิจัยที่จะประยุกต์ใช้เป็นเครื่องมือเนี่ยจะมีอะไรบ้างเท่าที่ผมพอนึกออกตอนนี้คือเช่นทำ systematic review นะครับมันจะเป็นไปได้ไหมว่ามีแอปพลิเคชันในการประยุกต์ใช้ SciVal อย่างอื่นสำหรับการเป็นเครื่องมือการวิจัยโอเค Alex,
Yep.
We have a question from the faculty member.
Okay.
As a researcher, how can we use the SciVal to do the systematic review or what else can we use SciVal for as a researcher?
Researcher, I would say you could identify topics like hot topics of research, which you might want to specialize in or focus on because they are highly cited. You can see which journals are publishing particular topics. So if you want to target a journal, you can see which ones are publishing the most highly cited research within a particular field or particular topic. As a researcher, you could identify the other researchers who are most successful in a topic, see where they work, see which papers they publish. I think for researchers, those are the key use cases. What we're going to do is add funding information into SciVal so that you can see in the future, the idea is that you can see where researchers have received their funding from or where particular papers have received the funding from. So once that's there, it can help researchers to know which funding bodies are providing money for particular topics, right? But I think those are the key things for researchers. I don't think it's a tool that researchers will use every day, like Scopus, but it has value for those things.
ไม่แน่ใจตรงนะครับมันมีคำว่า systematic review ของอาจารย์หมายถึงยังไงนี่พอดีผมเก็ตแค่ว่าตรงไหมที่ผมเคยเจอบางเปเปอร์ที่เขาสั่งทำ systematic review ว่าเช่นว่าท็อปิกนี้ในประเทศเยอะโอเคทำด้วยไปผมรู้สึกว่าอันนี้มันอาจจะเป็นเครื่องมือในการทำ systematic review systematic review ก็เป็นเหมือนกับวิธีการวิจัยแบบที่หาข้อมูลจากตัว literature เป็นหลักโอเคอันนี้ก็คงได้เหมือนที่เขาบอกคือสามารถหา hot topic ได้ว่าอยู่ที่ไหนใครทำอะไรยังไงนะครับทีนี้ Alex ส่วนตรงนี้โอเคนะโอเค Alex would you say that identify the hot topics since KMITL we didn't subscribe to the trends into the trends option how do we look at the hot topics? Can you show us how to do that?
Sure. Your view is a little bit more limited, but you have some stuff you can still look at. So the way that works is, let me see.
Your question. Trend. So we go to.
Well, if you wanted to look worldwide at topics, you go to overview, go to countries and regions and choose the world. Now here you can see the most prominent topics are at the top. So this is the most prominent topics in the world. And you can use the subject filter. So if you said, well, I'm a researcher in biomedical engineering, I can use the subject filter here, and then I can see, well, these are really, say, hot topics within my field. Let's say you want to look at the top 25% most prominent topics within the field, and you can see that, for example, this topic cluster related to nanoparticles is very highly cited. It's globally cited 47% more than world average. Now, if they want to analyze this topic, they need to just select it, and then you can select it in the left menu. So now we see nanoparticles and nanostructures. You do have 7 papers in that area, but not highly cited. The researcher can see which are the top universities, as well as who are the top researchers in Thailand. So we can see that that Sujit Luanpitpong is a highly cited researcher in this field, and we can see this person may be working in the United States now, or at Mahidol, maybe dual affiliation. And so maybe this is a person who can co-author with you, since they are highly cited researcher in this topic. So that's one way to do it, is to basically start at the world level and use the subject filter. So if we instead look at aerospace engineering and look at so here we see that a topic related to optimization design and hypercube designs is highly cited worldwide, right? We can so you can see your university is not active in this area, but in Thailand, you have these people that are starting to publish in this area. Kong Kien.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes. Another question I got it from, how do we create a group, a research group? Like, just how do I create a faculty of engineering? Can you show us how to do if you want to create a research group?
Yeah, so let me think.
นี่คือถ้าเกิดอาจารย์อยากจะดูเฉพาะกลุ่มของคณะแล้วก็ย่อยลงเหลือว่าต้องเป็นระดับภาควิชาอันนี้ต้องทำเองครับต้องเดี๋ยวเขาจะบอกวิธีทำของแต่ละคณะวิทย์ทำมาแล้ว So we have to have email address, right? We have to have the Scopus ID.
No, well, let me show you. So the way that we create them is by using an Excel spreadsheet, but you already created all the groups anyway, right? So you have the groups, and what you can do is you can select the group and then press share. So there's different ways to create the groups. You can create the groups manually, or you can bulk upload them, right? So for example, if I want to create a group and I want to you can create any kind of group you want to. So I've created a group with 3 people just by taking those people from SciVal and dropping them into the group and then saving the group. And this group I can share with people by entering the email addresses separated by a comma. All right, so if I So now I get the email address here. I get the email here that says, "Dear SciVal user, someone has shared with you this researcher group." And I have to press this link. I have to press this button here to get access.
Okay.
Okay. So
yes, that's one way. What about the original way, the like manually? So we go to the
manually. The best way to do it is to if you go here into import researchers. So you go add new import researchers. And on the left-hand side, you can download a file here.
Okay.
So for example, a CSV. So this sheet has several columns. So here you have the author name, its last name, comma, first name. Here you have the affiliation. And here you can put your different levels of hierarchy. So for example, here I have to write the whole your whole university name. So let me. Now just ignore all of these. If you know the Scopus author ID, you can fill that in here. But if you don't worry about it. Now level 1, I'll make this bigger so that you can see it well.
Okay, thank you.
So level 1 could be faculty of
เดี๋ยวจะต้องมีการถามอาจจะเขาเดี๋ยวจะมีคณะบดีค่ะ
Level 2 could be department 1, or I don't know, like department of something.
คือแค่มีคอลัมน์เดียวแล้วก็ไม่จำเป็นต้องมีช่วยเหลือใช่ไหมแล้วก็เอาเข้าไปแล้วค่อยว่ากัน Okay.
So you can create the hierarchy by matching the so you had the individual researchers here, right? And
yes.
The name variant could be just to have only the first letter, but you can use a name variant if someone has made a name, change the name after they get married. Okay, so these people are connected to this faculty, this department, and this group, and then I'm going to
import, save.
I'm going to save this somewhere. Let me think of how I can save it to my desktop. So now in import researchers, you can okay, I think I saved it in the wrong format because I'm using my Apple computer at home. But you can upload that file and follow the instructions, and it will set up the groups.
Okay.
But the most important thing is just to have a Excel sheet that has all of the names that are formatted correctly. You can use one of these files here. You just need the name of the university, name of the faculty, name of the department, and then you should be able to upload it. Let me see if I can save this into a different format.
Thank you. ก็คือแต่ละคณะสามารถทำของแต่ละเพิ่มมีหลายวิธีครับอาจจะไม่ครอบคลุมอาจจะต้องไปเพิ่มเองทีนี้ถ้าเกิดว่ามีคำถามในนอกเหนือจากตรงนี้เดี๋ยวอาจจะมาถามที่สำนักงานคริสก็ได้นะครับแวะมาแต่ต้องเอาคอมพิวเตอร์มาด้วยนะครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยวมานั่งคุยกันตรงที่สำนักงานวิจัยนะครับ